What is happening, guys? Mathematics back again. So I'm gonna do a very quick video for you guys. Set up a shave and everything else like that. Watch the Arsenal game. Not happy. We lost to City 1-0, but at the end of the day, the team's improving. So by all means, guys, again, if you enjoy the content, you want to keep following, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Let's get into it. So guys, just a quick video on grooming. There's a quick video on essentials that I have in my bathroom when it comes to obviously my key essentials and what I look for and what I like to keep at least on deck. First things being, I'm gonna say this is probably no surprise, depending on what you guys do, depending on what you do when it comes to shaving and things like that. Personally, I would highly recommend at least getting yourself a shaving brush. Let's see if we can focus on that. I don't think enough. There we go. Focus on this now. I can see it. So make sure you guys, I'd say definitely, this is maybe a, how could I say? It could be a bit of a sort of like a no-brainer to some people, but there's a lot of people who aren't actually aware of this. These shaving brushes, guys, I know you get like Gillette and all these different ones that literally just got shaving foam, you sort of rub it in and then you do it. But the problem is, and one thing the reason why I recommend getting at least some type of brush, to be honest, the actual brush itself will lift off dead skin cells on your face. So to try and have a bit more of a thorough shave, it's advisable to make sure, yes, you've got some form of shaving balm, something along those lines. Depending on how old school you want to get, some people have actual shaving balm itself. They take it out, they put it into like a little mug, and they'll actually lather it up and do it that way. And other people will just literally just put, the newer way seems to be just put literally some gel on your face. But the problem with that is that you've got dead skin cells on your face. Realistically, you know, these type of brushes, this is not a particularly great quality one. This is a Wilkinson sword. I don't know if you can see that one. Wilkinson sword. Something which is a little bit more, how could I say? A little bit more of a better house or quality house. I went for originally back in the day St. James London type of brushes. So back in the day, what I understand is that there used to be different types of hairs you can get. You can get badger hair and different types of hair. The higher quality can determine also the level of, how could I say, firmness for the actual bristles themselves. So sometimes they can be very sharp, and those ones maybe you may want to stay away from, depending on the extent of detail. I say these can go actually quite expensive. They become very expensive. I think this one cost me probably around about £30 at the time. I've had this for a few years and now it's got to a point that it's very soft. So I was getting to a point where I was a little bit sort of disappointed with it. I picked up one just as an interim one. This one cost me probably only about what? Probably about £6 or something like that. This is more like an imitation one of the actual badger hair, but to be honest, this isn't necessarily the best one at all, but it's just for the moment until I can decide on the actual one I want. But guys, these are things that will last you for years. In accompaniment to that, again, I'm going to recommend this one, and this is the gel de graissage from L'Occitane. I can never pronounce that right, but let's see if it shows. Yes, no, yes, let's get it, go. Yeah. Okay, I'm still trying to get this camera right anyway, guys, but ultimately, guys, this in itself costs around £16, and I did say when I smelled it, when I actually used it, this seems to be the newest version of it when I actually purchased it, probably about a few weeks ago, and I think there's like a oud note in there as well. £16 for shaving gel is not a cheap way to go. If you're going for like molten brown when it comes to shower gel and things like that, those people who buy those sort of luxury, premium types of bathroom sort of accessories will know what I'm talking about. But for guys, if you got sensitive skin and you've got sort of like a, how could I say, the want to feel like you've had a good shave, to feel very clean, very fresh, very, I don't know, a little bit more of like a bit of a pampering sort of feel as well, I definitely would recommend this, or at least go and check out the actual store itself. And this is also the balm that comes after. I don't know if this is gonna, let's see, yeah. So this is the balm that comes after. So ultimately the balm itself, if you can see it, the pack for two of them, let's see if that shows. Yeah, the pack for both comes to roughly around about £35. So they're not cheap. And again, it's not going to last you for the next 10 years. It's not that sort of scenario, but it depends how regularly you shave. If you're shaving a lot, then maybe, I don't know, this may not be the one for you because it could become quite expensive. But at the same time, if you do have a shave maybe twice a week, maybe once a week, I think these will do pretty well. And again, like myself, sensitive skin, So I make sure I try and get higher quality when it comes to anything that's going to touch my skin in that scenario. So by all means, guys, check those out. I'm going to do some videos as well on those. Also, as a quick point, I'm going to mention this. Let's see if this comes up. Palmer's cocoa butter. Now, everybody, personally, it does have a smell. It has like a cocoa butter smell. It has a smell of like a cacao smell a little bit. I'm personally not the biggest fan of the smell, but at the same time, the cream itself, I think it's important, guys, that you do need to make sure you moisturize or do something like that. People who just wake up and just don't necessarily put any form of cream on their skin whatsoever, I don't think you're going to be faring very well in the long term. And it depends on the type of job you're doing. If you're out facing the actual terrain, the winter, cold, at this time especially, you need to put something on your skin, guys. Don't just go out thinking, you know, you can wake up, have a shower, your skin's still dry, and then go out. That's not a good idea. You know, your skin, your body is basically it's your shell. You need to try and preserve it. You know, we put so many times into fragrances, moisturizing, and also with any type of anything that you put on your skin, guys. I think you just got to take that time to sort of invest in yourself, because it does make a difference. Even for now, like for deodorant wise, this is an antiperspirant that I've been using recently. The one I had previously, however, I was using these ones. Let's see if this comes up. No. Why is it? There we go. Okay. So I had these ones previously, Mitchum. So these initially, for some reason, they seem to be fine. But then what's happened, I'm pretty much very pissed off with it. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't seem to, the pH of my skin doesn't seem to work with this anymore, to the point that I was starting to actually sweat, but then I could smell the sweat in my clothes, and then it's got to the point that a lot of my clothes I've had to literally just throw away because I cannot get the smell out. So it's one of those situations, guys, that again, what can happen is, even over time, I didn't know this, but I'm finding out now, over time, obviously the body can adapt to maybe what you're wearing, or the body can change depending on where you are in your life, and obviously, you know, your diet and everything else like that. So it may mean that you need to keep abreast of some of these things. You know, sometimes you're not self-conscious of, maybe people will spray, there's people that you work with, maybe they spray something and they ain't doing the job. I've come across situations where people will refuse to even put any spray and they stink. And that's one of the worst things, especially if you're into fragrances like we are. We're so aware and in tune with fragrances, and where I'm in tune to smell. And something like that, guys, is just a killer. So make sure, guys, especially at this time of year, you know, you're getting yourself showering, you're doing your thing, have these little additional things as well. This is a no-brainer, but I'm just saying that you can actually go a little bit more premium if you've never done it before. Spending £16 on, as I say, raising gel, razor balm, where it may be, you know, you think yourself, I don't know about that, but again, it's something to try out, guys. So I mean, beyond that, I mean, basic things like this, guys, I mean, you know, don't need to really worry about that. Make sure you're brushing your teeth, guys, nothing else. But after that, I always like to come out the shower feeling fresh, and usually I like to sort of apply some type of fragrance. Now today, what I chose to put on, one of my favorites at this moment in time, as you can see, hopefully you can see it there, it comes up, yes, Tom Ford's Noir Extreme. And this, guys, I say, just got this, it's one of those fragrances, guys, that it creeped up on me. The opening, as I mentioned, the opening was one I did not like initially. It was a little bit too spicy, a little bit too pungent. I was like, what's going on here? I allowed it time to sort of dry down, and it starts getting to slightly more sweet gourmand, cinnamon. I think it's like, what's it called, kufi, this type of Middle Eastern type of dessert, which is I think I've had ice lollies that you can get in that type of thing with pistachio and everything else like that, and that's supposed to be in this as well. And I mentioned this before, I've done a video about it before, but this is the one I sprayed, had my shower, had my shave, feeling fresh, bam, and went into this way. So by all means, guys, I just want to just get into some real grooming from the bathroom side of things. If you want me to get into more detail about using Molten Brown's type of shower gels and things like that, I can do reviews on those as well. But I just want to just try different things out. Let's see how it goes with the videos. And again, save some time, some money. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Let's see you in the next video. Ciao.